You didn't really think we would let the Premiership start and the football season get underway and not come back to assist you with all your questions about football. Welcome back, Fox Football Phone-In. Here's the situation where Liverpool, since the Benitez rant about Sir Alex Ferguson, drew 0-0 with Stoke, 1-1 Everton, 1-1 Everton, 1-1 Wigan. And here comes Chelsea, who have to make a statement. And I thought they thoroughly outplayed Chelsea.
Yep.
Chelsea never, ever looked as if they were going to score. But you've got to realise, clearly, number one, I don't believe much that comes out of Benitez's mouth, I'll be honest with you. I think he told Gerrard to tap him up when they were on England duty. I'm telling you.
Oh, sweet England, how we love you. The pride of English.
All right, welcome to World Football Daily for Tuesday, October the 12th, 2010, and the soap opera just goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, really, where to begin? Where does this end?
I'll tell you where we'll begin. We'll begin at the Republican Stadium in Armenia,
Where Mosisian has
scored again!
If the Dutch win, Schneider is the player of the tournament for me, and if Spain win, I know people will say David Villa because he's got the goals,
Yep.
but to me it's Xavi Hernandez.
Yep.
Everything that happens with the Spanish goes through Xavi Hernandez,
Yep.
and I honestly believe that while we always talk about the flashiness and the brilliance of Ronaldo and Messi,
Yep.
you can't. What he does is in some respects so understated that I just think he's just a magician.
Yep.
Let me ask you this question then about Arsenal. Who is the guy on that squad that people rally around? If you look at Man United, it's going to be Rio. It's going to be Ferdinand. I'm sorry, it's going to be Rooney. If it's Chelsea, it's probably Lampard and Terry. If it's Liverpool, it's Torres, it's Carragher, it's Gerrard. Who's that guy for Arsenal? Because I don't know. And the lad still wants a dream move to the Bernabeu. What's going on? Well, it's about the money.
Yeah, I mean, it's so simple.
Which is
show me the money.
Which is bizarre because all the money supposedly is in England.
In the Premiership,
but with Ronaldo, after a season like that, he never made any bones about the fact he's from Portugal. He grew up supporting Real Madrid as a kid. He's always wanted to play at the Bernabeu. He looks at a player in front of him and he knows there is no chance that he can take them on. So I'm saying to you, if you're going to play that guy wide right, and he's just going to do the horizontal or diagonal balls 6 to 7 yards across the midfield, what are we really doing? At least when Bentley came on, he took people on. The step-overs I could do without, but he took people on. I don't believe this Serie A race is going to be the cakewalk for Inter Milan that everybody thinks it's going to be.
Well, certainly not, because we saw the big four at the weekend. No one actually won, which is quite a surprise.
Which hasn't happened for about, I think,
1939 or 38.
No, that's Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Oh, right, there, yeah.
But it's about 30-odd years. Juventus, well, they played Fiorentina.
And if he can train, and if he can do so with a ball at his feet, then he needs to be doing it in Los Angeles County, in the state of California, in the United States of America, not what he is doing, which is on some sort of bloody celebrity tour. What I love about Thierry Henry is I think that if we get what we think we're going to get from Thierry Henry, we're going to get a bit of that mercurial player who drifts around, he doesn't have the pace that he used to.
Well,
he scores goals.
Right.
He's not addicted to celebrity. He doesn't need to be in the media every day.
All right, well, greetings, everybody. We are at the Home Depot Center for the last and final game of the regular season in the 16th Major League Soccer season for the Los Angeles Galaxy. Now, interestingly enough, usually by this time of the season, we've already gone home and said, right, we'll wait for the playoffs because, well, usually everything is decided by now, but not so fast and not this year.
In the end, I think he's done quite well. He's taken 18 out of 45 points on offer. Not great, but got him out of a bit of a off a sticky wicket. And you've got to assume that they'll probably survive. I think the key issue with Newcastle is Michael Owen.
Are you going to say too good to go down?
No.
No, because they're not too good to go down.
I don't think anyone's too good to go down anymore. To be fair, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
I got an email last night, which I believe is worth discussion, and I think it's a very good one. It's from John in New York City. I think it's great that you did a part of your show today discussing MLS. I know there are fans of it out there, and they love when you talk about it. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on MLS. I've been living in New York my whole life and have followed New York sports religiously. Thierry Henry will not make any difference at all. In New York, we already have huge huge teams with huge stars, Jeter, A-Rod, Manning, etc. No one will notice Thierry Henry in this very crowded sports market. But I've got to believe that having been a superstar for France, for Barcelona, for Arsenal, for having won everything there is to win as a player, that he knew what he was doing. That he understood the environment that he was coming to. And by the way, for all the talk, that John makes a very good email, and I'm very glad he mentioned it. If the Red Bulls start to win, the people will start to come.
All right, so that's it for the regular season of 2011 with the LA Galaxy. They defeat the FC Dallas 2-1 goals by David Beckham and Juninho.
How many times have you seen games decided by penalties that weren't there, and all of a sudden the game has changed on its head?
Nick,
you cannot change results because mistakes are made.
I'm sorry.
This is the beauty of football. That's why we don't have video replays.
I am sorry about this.
It's down to the human being.
I have to disagree with you here because there should be nothing more important than getting the very essence of whether a ball has crossed the line, the right line, the goal line, not the byline.
I agree with you.
Okay, so that has to be the most important thing, and getting it right has to be the biggest
and
priority.
I agree with you there.
And on this basis, that I think they should be able to. I personally, my preference would be they take the goal off the board and say it's 3 points to Watford. They win the game 2-1. I think the best story, to be fair, was Spain.
And why did you think that was the best story?
Because I thought that for once, a bunch of 5'5" players won out. I thought grace, beauty, and skill and technique beat out brute force, bad or solid defending. This is a team that attacked. They attacked from their wing backs, from their fullbacks. Some of the players, Xavi, I've been maintaining, I think, is the best midfielder in the world. David Villa, David Silva, Casillas, Puyol, and Iniesta. Of course, Torres.
It went to a tiebreaker in the third set, and I remember coming out of that and saying, wow, that was like a war. Now, I don't mean we were going to lose our lives and stuff like that. It's an analogy. And in America, we do use these analogies. When we talk about the NFL, we talk about being in the trenches, the offensive line against the defensive line. We use those analogies. This country, that's what they do. Now, what I mind about it more than anything when I read the English press is... And I listened to the Sunday Supplement yesterday, and they're talking about how all these people wanting to Glazers and Abramovich and Sheikh Mansour and Hicks and Gillette and now John Henry, they just don't understand English football culture. Well, my feeling is that if you're going to write about this stuff and demean these people in the way you do demean them, then you should learn a little bit about their culture as well. That is going to do it for today.
For this week. Thank goodness gracious.
It's been a good week. We've had a couple, two very good weeks. Obviously, it does help when we have these huge stories. Obviously, Liverpool last week, Rooney this week. Who will it be next week?
Well, I don't know who it'll be, but we're working on a lot of guests. Yeah, I think Theo Walcott coming up in this show pretty soon.
Be careful. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Right. The Theo. Have a great weekend. We'll speak to you on Monday. Until then.